So we've all gone to college in one way or another, right? Like we're all in college and there's something that has brought us here, whether it be being a first generation college student or being influenced by someone around you. And, such is the case for me. I was influenced and motivated by a celebrity, specifically Kim Namjoon or RM of BTS. And the reason why Kim Namjoon is such a motivator for me is because he is a very hard worker. He works very hard and he's very passionate in his lyricism, in the way he produces and works on music. He is clearly in it. His heart is in it, and that's something very admirable to me. It was most evident in his UN speech done a couple of months ago, where he was saying to speak yourself, to speak your truth. And that is very admirable to me. As a writer, I feel like it is my responsibility to speak my truth and to give the world something that is written in my point of view, because my point of view, it's not, the only one out there. My point of view is probably not very far off from a lot of other people's point of view. And I want to give people something that is part of me and the way I look at things. I want to give them a story, something to relate to, something that touches them on a personal level. Namjoon is very good at doing things like that as a lyricist, as someone who is very introspective and thinks about a lot of the things around him. That's what I want to do as well. So I feel like as a writer, as a content creator, it is my mission to do something similar to that. One of the most defining moments of my school career in general, just from when I first started to now in college, would have to be during my freshman year of high school. It was during exam week. Math was probably my worst class. I was not failing, but I was very, very apprehensive about it. I'd studied for days. My brother, who's very fluent in math, had been helping me study for days because I just felt so unconfident about it. And when the exam came, I was probably one of the last, if not the last person to leave that classroom. I was stuck. I remember being stuck on a problem, and it took me a while to figure it out. And when I left, I just felt so unsure about my grade. Like I felt that I'd failed the exam. So the few weeks or so, between the end of the semester and report cards, the release of report cards, I just felt so anxious about it. And then when it finally came out, I looked at my report card and saw that I had made a 110, not a 100, not a B, not a C, not even an A, but above an A plus, which had just blown my mind at that time because I just wondered, where did this come from? Like, did she mix up the papers? What's going on? Then I remembered that my teacher had said that she'd reward extra points to people who have been clearly showing some kind of hard work while doing their exam, showing pure effort. And that shocked me just because I'd been struggling. I felt like I wasn't talented at all. But the fact that she saw some sort of potential in me just blew my mind, just put a new perspective in me, because it shows that hard work is what gives you good results. You have to work hard. 3 tips I'd give to a student, whether you're in high school, middle school, or just college, as I am right now. 1 tip would be to speak to your professors. There's nothing wrong with talking to your professors. There's nothing wrong with talking to your professors, checking in on them. There's nothing wrong with talking to your professors, checking in on them, asking them about assignments, asking for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. That's what your professors are there for. They're there to answer questions and help you succeed and pass the class. There's no harm in asking for help. You're not going to be criticized for asking for help. If you need the help, there's no harm in getting it. The second tip I'd give is to join a student organization. If you find something that is interesting to you and they have a club around it, then you should join that club. Or even if there's something you find interesting that you're not sure if you're able to do because it's not, your type of thing, or it's not something you imagine yourself doing, go for it anyway. There's nothing wrong with participating in activities that will bring you out of your shell and give you more confidence. Plus, you'll meet new people, and if you have anxiety or depression because you don't have people to talk to, joining a student organization will probably be a solution to that. My last tip would be to have a planner, some kind of calendar app to keep track of due dates and test dates. As a student, it's very important to keep track of due dates, and especially as you get into the workforce, it will be very important to keep track of things like that. You don't want to fall behind and have to catch up while everybody else is ahead of you. So that's why you should get an early start and get a calendar app, or that's why it's better to get an early start on things like this by getting a calendar app or a planner so you can keep track of due dates and make sure that you are on time with everything. Because being timely is very important, not just in the workforce, but in school and even in life. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching. I'll see ya. Bye.